trying to go. I don't know what in the world's going on today.
This charged?
Hey, YouTube is good.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Wi-Fi, 4 devices. Who else is on the device?
Well, it's his iPad and my Xbox. Oh no, it's not my phone. Oh, her computer.
Oh.
Nothing's dragging on, dude. You can have 15 devices.
Oh, really?
No problem.
What the hell is wrong with it?
I don't know. YouTube's going good, fine still. It is what it is, I guess.
We can kick it one more time.
Try it one more time.
Or we can go under. Try just going under one of yours.
Okay.
Maybe it's something with the page.
Yeah, it might be.
We're having some technical difficulties as we're trying to record this. At least it's recording, right?
Yeah.
But is it still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was watching this and I was like, it's not
it only moves when it hits the end.
Yeah, I can't talk enough about this book. The funny thing is I was reading the book. I'm reading About Face at home.
Okay.
On my break, so my lunch break, my second break. So of reading at work. Not really a full hour, but about 45 minutes of reading.
Nope.
And
Facebook's just being stupid. Bye-bye, Facebook.
It's funny because I was sitting there reading it the other day. At the end of the day, I was reading it, and one of my coworkers comes up, and me and him just go back and forth at each other all day. And he comes up and says something, and I'm just like, "Fuck off, Kevin." And he went to say something, and I just kind of held up the book with the cover, and the cover is demented looking, and it says in big giant print, "Violence of Mind." And I held up the book, and I was like, "Do you really, really want somebody?" Like, do you really want to mess with somebody that's reading a book that literally the title is Violence of Mind? And he goes, no. Okay, good. Let me read my book. Just went back there reading. And like everybody was just like, oh, wow. Which they find it funny at work that I actually read, but I do read a lot. And this book, Violence of Mind, is not a thick book. It's about that big. How many pages? I forget. The About Face book is about the size of a flipping Bible. It is 879 pages of actual reading and everything. That doesn't include like the glossary at the very end, but like there's 879. Like it's just unreal. And about a little bit about David Hackworth that I know, that I've learned from listening to the Jocko podcast and Jocko Willink. He read this book like 3 or 4 times when he was on his first deployment. And he talks about this book a lot. But he was in Korea and Nam.
Oh, wow.
So he was a full career guy. And the book is just awesome. Other than that, so we've talked about the YEET canon.
Yep.
And all the eating and all the craziness. Like I said, we're just going to go sporadic, which is
Bougie Commando.
Which is kind of not how I wanted to do this, but we're going to do it that way. I've been listening to a couple other podcasts. We've got some other ideas. Wait. The Daddy Brigade has a
I just posted.
Anyways,
Facebook go to.
So yeah, it's just been complete craziness this past couple of weeks with the weather, with us running around.
As you can see, the wet spot.
Oh, nice. I've got our shop getting worked on out at the house. I got it painted. We gotta get the windows done. And then once that starts, my stepdad, we were talking about it tonight, getting electric ran and everything. And he agrees, put some new lights in, new outlets. He's like, I'd rip all the wiring out. I says,
yeah.
Oh wait, my mom hasn't told him my full plan for this yet.
Oh.
like he doesn't understand. Like he's gonna just show up one day and walls are gonna be missing. Like wiring is gonna be ran. He's just gonna be like
with the barbershop.
like it's gonna be full on. So basically, I'm redoing a garage that was built I don't know when, probably in the 40s. That was a barbershop at my house.
My wife's step grandpa actually went there for a long time.
I have actually met people that have gone there. We're redoing all this. Somebody's phone's feeding back.
You need phones feeding back. What are you talking about?
I hear something humming over here.
No, it's my hard drive in the back corner.
Oh! Anyways. Squirrel. So with all of this, they're redoing the stuff.
Get in Be quiet.
We're redoing all of this stuff in this barbershop for us to have like a little bit of a garage area.
Yeah.
Rebuilding a whole garage, but a shop, another recording area, a reloading area, and a general hangout area for us if we have like a get together.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, and I don't want all these freaking people in the house because I'm gonna put a heater in. We're gonna build a small bar. This guy's doing a hell of a lot of work for me that he doesn't know about yet.
Oh boy.
No, we'll have actually these come in handy out there, like some nice benches. But
These are easy to make.
Yeah,
The 2x4s and the stupid bar.
yeah, we're gonna have a lot done. Well, that's the other thing. Like, we got a serious.
If you're doing a reloading bench, you want to do the.
Well, I'm
frame.
also building a steel bench for in the weld area.
Yeah.
But we have a lot. I need you to come out and I'll talk to you about that because I'm not going to put drywall back on the ceiling.
Okay.
I'm going to do plywood. We're going to insulate, do more plywood on top. So we have that.
Like a loft attic.
Yeah.
Deal. Yep.
And I want to put in the attic, the folding ladder.
Okay.
That's for sure what I know, which I didn't even show you that list. I typed all this up already. It's like 36 things. Like, but yeah, it's unreal. This is what happens when I get bored. I start visualizing stuff and tearing walls out and moving stuff around, and it's unreal. Other than that, we've been stupid busy with personal stuff, so that's why we haven't recorded. So back on track to what we were doing. So you have the YEET cannon thing. I think we've kind of talked about that. If the internet hasn't beat it to death already, which I'm sure it's going to be going on for a couple weeks. Next thing, which is funny but not funny because it started out to be something bad and ended freaking hilariously. So, what day was that? Monday? Tuesday?
Monday or Tuesday. I think.
A guy in Texas, first bad mistake was Texas, wanted to shoot up a federal courthouse. Second bad mistake.
It's not a gun-free zone.
The only things that were killed besides the shooter were a couple doors and windows.
Yep.
And he got smoke checked in 14 seconds.
Yeah.
14 seconds. Like this. But the best thing.
But he had an airborne patch on. It was all good.
The best thing out of all of this, are the memes that have come out of this guy's picture of him running with a DPMS Oracle
with duct tape on the handguard.
With duct tape on a handguard to hold the flashlight on, I think, or whatever it was holding on.
Yeah.
A like $22 red dot True Glow optic that you would put on a crossbow
or an airsoft
gun.
Yeah. In his left hand.
While trying to load a mag that was still in the magazine, he had another magazine ready to load, which were hex mags, which hex mags ain't.
No, hex mags aren't bad.
But they're still hex mags. We'll just go with that. And some.
Amen to.
Yeah, some screwed up body armor looking stuff.
Without plates.
Untied combat boots.
No. They were winter boots.
They were winter boots. Yeah.
The rubber pullover boots.
That were untied. A balaclava that literally went over his glasses and stopped here. Like it was like from here to here that it was open. Something else. This guy has become the meme of the century.
Yep.
I think. And like this, I sit here and go, I was talking to guys at work, and it's like my one boss said, like every other guy that's wanting to do an active shooter is just sitting there going, really, dude, like you just made us look terrible. Like, oh my God. But the memes, like it could have been a very tragic thing if he would have chose a different target and things like that. But oh my God, the amount of just funniness and the amount of things referring to the Boogaloo and when the Boogaloo starts at 8, but they meant 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's been unreal how much has come out of it, how funny it's really gotten. It's not, it's not really a thing to joke about, but it is because
the dude was former Army.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that much.
No.
He got, from what one of my friends said, he got kicked out. There's a lot of been a lot of people researching. So we'll move on up.
Yeah.
And God, I'm doing a lot of the talking.
That's okay.
It's fine because Keith normally does some. Eddie Gallagher.
Oh yeah.
If you know who Eddie Gallagher is, he is Navy SEAL who charged with killing an ISIS member, wounded ISIS member supposedly, and then there's a buttload of other charges like shooting at civilians and
peeing on the guy.
Yeah.
Or something dumb like
yeah,
that.
and he did a re-up ceremony. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. I've read many articles on it. But so the other day they had a thing with the court hearing, and there's been a lot of stuff going on with the president being involved with some stuff trying to get him more fair treatment and stuff like that. And I read more into the actual things before I say anything else. But the one main thing that now I think really the case should just be dismissed completely is the medic that was there said that Gallagher did stab the guy in the neck, but that's not what killed him. The medic, he took his finger and stuck it over the breathing tube in the dude's mouth until the guy quit breathing and moving.
Huh.
And so, and the jury like straight up came up and said, or like the juror, whoever, whatever the cross said, so let me get straight, like, did it there? I mean, that this whole thing. It's like, okay, like in my opinion, if I were this judge, I would have been like,
bye,
done.
Yep, done.
Like,
case dismissed.
I mean, unfortunately, it's ruined his career now.
Oh yeah.
But if they throw the case out now, he, I think, should be reinstated any back pay, reinstated anything, and be allowed to retire, you know, honorably, and just be left alone and just
yeah,
fuck off after that. You know.
Yeah.
It's a very messed up situation. That's one of those things. We talked about what else? I'm trying to think. There are several things I wanted to talk about. Just little random things.
I got to shoot the 22 with my two younger girls.
That
was good.
Yeah.
If you saw my Instagram post, they loved it. Luckily, one of the other people brought an SR-22, a Ruger, and let us use it for them to shoot because I want to get one, but don't have the spare fundage. So that's kind of been on the back burner. So the only thing I have that they can really shoot at this point is my Marlin 22, but like the pole's a little long.
Yes.
So, because it's not like one of those little.
That's why you got to find a 1522.
Yeah, or I could just spend $175, get a CMMG 22 long rifle bolt for it, the bolt conversion.
Yeah.
You just can't put any pressure in any direction on the magazine.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't cycle right.
What else? So I'm trying to think what else here. So
what else did you
what I was mentioning in the pre-recording stuff. So there's a lot of people out there that are famous. And I want to start doing maybe not this episode because I would like to get into some stuff. And there's a couple people I'd like to actually email and stuff about coming on. But there's a lot of famous people out there that are pro Second Amendment. People like Post Malone and Keanu Reeves and Phil. I don't want to butcher his last name. Lammonte, I think it is, or Phil from All That Remains. He's a real big gun guy. Granger Smith, country musician. Ryan Upchurch. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are pro Second Amendment people. And some of these guys I would like to get more information on them, and I'd love to have Phil on, but he's busy. I mean, that would be and I don't think we're a big enough podcast to have Phil on. Ran into a guy this week actually who is a competition shooter, shoots 22. And is actually a really cool guy. I got to BS with him for a little bit. and he had noticed my belt. Like we were talking, because he had a cool little tourniquet pouch, and he had a leg pouch because he has a podcast, or he does some stuff. And here's actually I got it's Frog Pro is this little leg holder. He's got a SWAT team.
An ankle kit.
Yeah, it's an ankle kit, and I'm gonna look him up. But so I got talking to him. Awesome guy, really cool to talk to. But he actually, let's see. I have too many people following me this week. Crap, where did he go?
No, I dare.
84. Wow. Okay, for some reason I can't find him. Maybe he followed the. I know he followed the. Anyways, I don't know for some reason, but real cool dude. He told me he lived in James Jager's basement for a little bit.
Nice.
Worked with John Willis and actually probably made my belt. Because as soon as he mentioned SOE, I was like, yeah, I know who John Willis is in SOE. And he's like, you know who John is? And I was like, yeah. He says, I used to work for SOE. And I was like, oh, and I went like this. And he says, I probably made your belt. He says, I have 2 of your guys' belts. And I absolutely love SOE's belts. But like he was cool, sat in this. And what sucked is I didn't have any business cards. So for the people that are watching, we went and had some business cards made. There's our business card. There's what they look like. Vistaprint did a hell of a job on our cards. They took pretty much everything that we sent them and made us some nice cards. I have some. Keith has some. We're gonna be carrying them with us, giving them out to people. I see a lot of people at the airport that I wish I had business cards to hand out to.
Well, speaking of which.
Well, I showed them already.
Ah, you bastard. Ah.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Yes, they do.
Which Keith designed them. I told him what to put on them.
Yep.
Kind of like our t-shirts that we're still trying to find somebody to print.
I'm gonna take a stack to keep them.
Those are yours.
Oh, no, they did come in 2 boxes.
Yeah, I have my 250 at home. Those are yours.
Okay, cool.
So, just absolute. It's been an absolute crazy week. We want to do a lot more with the podcast, and it's just a matter of getting time and finances and money and
we do have a Patreon. If you like,
which actually we want to redo. I would like to redo some of that.
Yeah,
because I've been listening to other podcasts with Patreon, and I don't know. I want to redo some of that. Maybe redo the levels, redo some stuff now that we have some other connections,
right,
and get some other stuff going here. We are reps for Wilder
Tactical, My Medic.
Trying to get Skinny Medic. If we
he doesn't have.
I know. We could have Skinny Medic come on, though. I would love to have Skinny Medic come on.
Yeah, have Dietrich come on would be awesome. He's got his own podcast now, too.
Mm-hmm. That's the hard part. Everybody jumped on the podcast train.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
because there's, I would love to have Varg and, some of these guys come on. And it's kind of cool if you, now that I've been doing stuff and making friends via Facebook and stuff with some of these people and talking to some of these guys, how now other people like Ash Hess and Jedi and stuff I've become friends with on Facebook, and it's neat to be able to interact with them guys, because Ash, if you don't know who Ash Hess is, he is one of the Knights. I think he does
Knights
military.
Armament.
Yeah, military or something, sales rep or something. He's one of the big guys at Knights, and there's so much there that I could talk about with the driveway special and everything else, and the amount of butthurt that freaking caused, which that was some of the best freaking.
He has something else out too.
But it's the driveway.
Quantitative. What is that called?
Come on, think. I can see the smoke coming out.
Yeah, son of a biscuit. Quantitative performance.
But yeah, there's a lot that I've seen, and I'm just like, Jesus. Q. If you don't know, Q Innovations, I think it's called. The Honey Badger, the Sugar Weasel, the Trash Panda Suppressor, the Full Nelson, the Half Nelson.
Quantified performance.
So that was back with Ash Hess, but I've been looking at Q stuff this week because they have the Sugar Weasel, the Honey Badger, the Honey Badger SD, and then their line of suppressors. And actually, I was impressed because the reason they made the Honey Badger, the reason they made the Sugar Weasel, not the Honey Badger, because it was more affordable than the Honey Badger. But it's got their muzzle brake on it. It's awesome. It's called Cherry Bomb, and it looks sweet. And I like everything about the gun. They're about $15.9 for an AR pistol, but it's got the SB3 6-position brace on it, and it's nice. It's 7-inch, 300 blackout, and I like it. That may be on my list of things to buy eventually. The other thing, other than working on my building, I've been looking at getting involved. I've been not hard looking, but looking at more stuff to do 3-gun. I would love to shoot 3-gun, but I don't know anyone that does personally. Like, I don't know somebody. I know plenty of people on Instagram and Facebook that I'm friends with, but I don't know anybody personally local to me that I could go and ask about shooting 3-gun or where I could shoot a local 3-gun match at.
DSS, Dynamic Shooting Sports in Deerfield.
They're going to be doing them?
They have been doing them since last year.
What the hell?
That's why I said we go out and do their dynamic steel for 100 rounds and $10 on Wednesday night.
Can I take the AR-9?
Yeah. Pistol pistol caliber carbine.
Is that considered a pistol caliber carbine even?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we're gonna go out and talk to them.
Wow,
you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Went down the wrong pipe.
Nathan and Erica Spencer in the Lion's Den in Facebook. They live in Akron.
Oh, really?
They are on the DSS team and shoot 3-gun.
See, I'm finding all this out now, and he's known for since.
It's not the first time I've said it.
Start of the podcast that I wanted to shoot 3-gun just once.
So I figure if we go out and do that, we can see about doing that, and we can talk to them. I asked them if they shoot the dynamic steel, but
we should have them on talk about 3-gun.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to come on, the ones that are listening, we can do a Skype thing.
Yep.
Or we can do,
even if it's you message us your phone number and I call you from Skype.
Yeah, we can do it that way. I would like to start having guests on.
Yep.
Because I don't mind BSing, back and forth. Me and Keith, we come up with topics, but once in a while it'd be cool to have guests on. And I know Jaeger said he would come on. We just have to figure out what to go with. And I have to get in contact with his people, and his people contact my people, and you know how that goes. Still working out to see if we're going to go to SHOT or not.
Okay.
We need to get on that train. And probably what's going to end up happening is we're going to cut this episode a little short, do a quick working night, try to get some stuff figured out, contact some people, because Keith's better at writing emails than I am, because normally my emails are to my bosses at work, and I'm normally filling them full of complaints and trying to keep them not laced with profanity.
Yeah.
But we the Patreon stuff, if you guys want to donate $1, like if we can get like a couple people to donate a couple dollars, a month, that'll help us out.
Yeah.
With getting some better mics or getting like a designated feed thing or we have several things. But that's something that we'll have to talk about, and then we'll bring it up to you guys. Really, I had so much on my mind, and then like it just kind of went out the window when I got here for some reason.
Yeah, and at if you just do $1, I mean,
I think
I'll send you a nice thank you email.
We're gonna have to change some stuff around. I think.
As of this point, at $1, we'll send you a thank you email, and you'll get mentioned in the list of patrons at the end of our episodes.
Every episode.
Every episode.
I
mean, we've got some other things for we've got a $5, a $10, or $20, not $50 and $100. I mean, there's there's some stuff that's going to have to get adjusted with those a little bit. We're still working through the kinks on there. But we'll make you stickers. We'll send you some stickers for sure. We just got the new silhouette cutter. We did have the Curio, which is real small and has a 6x8 print bed, or cut bed, I should say. And that's what I was doing them on. But the more and more we do, and the wife has been doing she's been doing roller bottle labels for like essential oil stuff for one of her friends and stuff. And like more and more people have been wanting labels and stuff like that cut. So she ordered that giant Cameo. It'll actually do a full 12x12 sheet at once, or continuous feed. I don't know how the continuous feed thing works yet. I have not used the big one yet. She has.
Yeah.
She made little labels for the kids' clothing drawers.
Oh yeah.
Upstairs, like Kyler wanted dinosaurs, so she's got a dinosaur that says shirts. Harper, she's 3. She's 3. She can't read yet. So, like,
we made colors.
Harper's undie drawer.
Oh, nice.
Harper's pants. Her pajamas.
Oh, that works.
So, that's how it works. And then the oldest, Leah's. Because obviously, my 8-year-old can read just fine. So, but, yeah.
Why is this being stupid?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to roll. No, I can't find that guy I was talking about. Other than that. The 75th anniversary of D-Day happened since the last podcast.
Yeah.
That was awesome to see a lot of stuff about that. The Rangers reclaimed Point du Hoc.
Yep.
There was guys that parachuted in. There was a
90-some-year-old
guy 90-some-year-old dude that
jumped in
tandem, of course, but he jumped the first one, and it was cool because when he says, like, I'm not quoting him for a word, but basically when he landed this time, he says, "Well, that was a lot better," because he said it was in daylight. I wasn't getting my ass shot off coming down.
Yeah.
And he really, like, it was cool to watch him jump. The landing, I feel bad because it was probably a little rough.
Yeah, I mean, you imagine the joints in the bones.
Well, the dude ate dirt too, because when they landed, like, it pulled forward.
I
was like, but he was dad problems.
Mm-hmm. My 8-year-old just came downstairs. They're supposed to be in bed like
an hour ago,
2.5 hours ago. Well, 7:30ish.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on with the 75th anniversary, and I've been posting stuff. And I did our first YouTube or Instagram TV.
You did?
video. Yes, that was that was the long video I posted.
Oh yeah. Right,
so what the deal is with that is I have to record it on my phone and then tag it, which sucks because I can't have the music in the background like I do normally when I do the short videos.
Yeah.
But in that, and that just made me think of something because in that video I mentioned about the suppressors. So we had a shooting in Virginia Beach where a gentleman used a suppressor. All these items were purchased legally.
Passed the background checks, did the whole
first
tax stamp.
First time ever in a mass shooting that a suppressor has been used since like the freaking 30s or some shit.
Yeah.
And somebody asked the president like immediately after, oh, well, what do you think about suppressors? Just so happened to be that the week this happened, I'm not putting my tinfoil hat on, but the week this happened, there was a bill introduced to, again, try to get suppressors off the NFA list. Well, of course, that one just tanked. I doubt that the the Hearing Protection Act will probably ever get passed. If it does, it'll be in the next decade, if that happens. But first time ever that suppressor's been used in a active.
I hate this.
But so they asked the president what he thought of them, and he goes, "Well, I don't like them." Well, I find that a little funny because his son had just like 2 weeks prior to that, or 2 months, or sometime in the last couple months, just went and hung out with the guys at Silencer Co. And I don't know. It just, personally, I think it's all wrong. The other thing I just seen, Hickok 45.
Yep. No longer endorsing
the NRA as of this morning. This morning. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the NRA. It's bad. It's getting real bad. LaPierre is pissing a lot of people off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know enough to say enough, but if Hickok 45 and a lot of these other guys are jumping ship, and a lot of people don't like Hickok 45, but he's jumping ship, somebody put it up. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but
it's almost empty, so careful. I have to run and get more juice.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
that one.
And the coil's about toast anyway.
Oh, but other than that, why don't we just end this and we'll do our working night?
Yep.
Other than that, I think that's it. Like I said, we're gonna kind of go to this style format where we talk about certain things, but me and him are gonna try to figure out how we're gonna break it down. Sorry to Leo, I'm kind of stealing your idea. I like how you do it, and I really do like how you do your podcast, where you separate the different things.
Yeah,
that
I
you're
mean, we
discuss.
gotta try different formats to find what works for us.
Yeah, and this format works well,
error.
but I want to be able to, instead of it seeming like we're just going off topic
going off.
I want to be able to switch it up somehow. Yep. So other than that, sorry for the short episode, but we got one out to you.
No, it's not.
It's shorter than our normal ones
by 20
minutes. Some of them have gone an hour and a half. So other than that, we got nothing else to talk about. We'll catch up with you guys. We may do another episode. I may say screw it and do an episode via the phone somehow if I can. We're stuff lately. So other than that, Zach the Tactical Gnome.
Keep the beard in the tank.
Daddy Brigade Podcast out.
Oh crap! There he goes. Bye,
Bye-bye.
YouTube.